是什么让岳雄被囚禁于钢铁牢笼？难道熊胆真的是岳雄一生的原罪？一只岳雄的安乐死引发了一场商业与生命的博弈。亚洲动物基金组织持续8年深入西南山村，不仅要挽救岳雄的生命，更要唤醒人性的良知，从地狱到天堂，拯救岳雄。周一至周五22点10分，行者正在行动。
All we could do was just sort of stand there and look as our team offloaded them from the truck. And each bear that came, it almost got worse and worse. Some of them were missing limbs from being caught in leg hold traps. Some of them too, both limbs had been chopped off in a leg hold trap. The wounds on their bodies were just horrible, and the smell of death was just everywhere. The very first procedure is that you are taking them off the truck and you're trying to give them fruit. We see bears in such terrible conditions, great big hernias in their abdomen, big abdomens like this, and your natural instinct is, oh my God, that's terrible, get this bear on the surgery table. But we've learnt, no, you don't do that. The first thing you do is see if any bear is not eating, and if a bear is not eating, that is the bear that must be number one on your surgery table. We start prioritising these bears for emergency health checks. So the bears that aren't eating will be the first bears. The bears perhaps with the smell of infection around their body, they would be the second bears. And lastly, the bears with the hernias would probably be the last priority. Andrew really was a teacher from the first time he arrived, because here you've got bears that are aggressive, angry, violent, trying to grab you through the bars of the cage. They don't know the difference between us and a farmer. They just see us as a human being and say, we hate you. You have hurt our bodies, you have hurt our minds, we hate you. But my goodness, Andrew never displayed that sort of aggression. He had a horrible big catheter in his abdomen, and he had head wounds all over his head where he'd been just banging his head against the bars of the cage. And yet, this bear was just lying on his back in the cage, I'll never forget, and he was just picking away at little pieces of wire in the cage. And then we gave him fruit, and he pursed his lips so gently.